go. And good morning, everybody. My name is Osa. It is May the 13th. Well, there you go. And we are playing in Farming Simulator 22 on Maypole Farm. And I must admit, it was very close that we weren't going to be on Maypole Farm because things almost went disastrous this last week, as you can see from this stack of green and yellow bales. So the cows went completely over the top feeding, and there we go. That is maize silage, and this is grass silage, which I had to buy from the store. I also had to buy, no, I leased one of these because I need something to mix them in. And this was up for sale, so I bought that too, because I did say I wanted a telehandler for this yard. Not sure what I'm going to do with the skid steer. Might move that somewhere else. But for right now, we have what we have. So, what happened last week? Let's go look at the cows. 1. We have lots of cows. And they're all producing lots of milk, which, yay, finally. They also ate all the food. For 2 months in a row, they ate all the food. If we actually go over to the barn, we will see that we have 1.6 litres of slurry. We have 85,000 litres of hay, 33,000 litres of silage, 19,000 litres of straw, and no mineral feed. And I'm going to keep it with no mineral feed for now. They just ate through and ended up churning a month with no food, no health, no nothing. Now, one of the things I do want to do while we're here... okay, we have 165 cows. Okay, that's a batch of 15. I'm going to keep those. What I want to do initially is sell anything that we have less than 15. Like those there. 29 months, we've got 5 of them. I'm gonna sell those. Okay, I've got 15 of those. Got 10 of those. They're 27 months as well. Oh, they're milk producing though. Nope, I'm going to sell those too. Got 15 of those, that's good. Got 10 of those. These are not yet milk producing. Not even breeding yet. So we'll sell those and the last set. We have 5. So I'm going to sell those too. Okay. So that brings us down to 135 cows. That's going to make production a little bit better. So these are 30 months. They're producing milk. 26 are producing milk. These are brand new. But we've got like... oh, we got 10 of them. Did say I was going to sell things that were less than 14. Okay. Okay. So we have 15 of those. These are milk producing... go back. These are new. and these also new. So we've got 3 milk producing groups and 2 growing up. Excuse me, didn't want to press that. I want this one. So 125 cows, and we have 30, 30, 35, 15, 15. I might get rid of the 15s eventually and just stick to groups of about 30. Might sell 5 of the 35s. I'm assuming I got 35 because I had a 30 and a 5 that happened to reproduce at the same time. So these are getting towards the end of their puberty. These are right at the beginning, and then we're going to have new cows next month. Yeehaw! But we are getting a lot of milk, and more on that in a moment. So cows are doing okay. I did at one point end up with about 200,000 money, and I was sorely tempted. This thing here. To go with something like that, it was 166,000 used in the store, and swap that out for the 8R. I ended up not doing that, and probably a good job too, because it was at that point I realised the cows had no food and had to go shopping for it. And it cost me a fortune, or it would have cost me a fortune, if I hadn't realised that these bales are the cheapest thing that you can mix together to make TMR. But we have to lease a TMR mixer, so I did that. I've also added a couple more TMR mixers to the thing. So we've got, this one's 23.8, this one is 28.8. The one we have is 24. So we don't have any huge mixers, so I'm actually okay with the little green one we have. It's good enough. I need to turn the engine on here. So lots of milk being produced. We will take a short drive down to the dairy, because I said we had about 3 years worth of milk at the dairy. Turns out not so much. This map got updated 2 weeks ago, and I didn't realise all the repercussions of that, because the significant thing wasn't listed in the changelog. And the significant thing is a massive boost in production rate. As you can see, there are a ton of these. I sold them all yesterday. So I will jump out here and we will stand here. No, we'll go around the corner. Oops, we'll trip over the crates of milk because butter, even. Okay, so let's go here. Production cost of butter. 30 milk times 2064. Let's pull up a calculator. Good morning, Patchwork, and welcome to Saturday stream. So, 30 times 2064 times 30 is 61,000. I'm pretty sure we were only using about 15,000 before. So the production rate here has quadrupled. And yeah, I need to bring more milk down, because we have, what was it, 60, that was 60,000 per month. Calculator, 60,000 per month, and that means I go 1 over that one and multiply it by 336,000. We have 5.6 months. When I've dropped off the remaining milk from our farm, we should have 6 months. 6 months? Something. Six, yeah. About, well, we'll have a little bit more than 6 months. So, all of a sudden, all of our milk has to come to the dairy. And our dairy sales at the Maypole Imports store is currently around 40,000 per month. That is serious money. Before it was sort of 10,000. Well, it's pocket change. It keeps the farm running. It lets me lease a couple of things. Once in a blue moon, I can buy a new piece of equipment. But for the most part, we're kind of just keeping our heads above water per month. Now, again, the tomatoes are not a MAP production, so they have not seen a boost in production. I'm sure the flour mill got boosted, but we don't have anything to convert to flour, so that's not a problem either. However, if you were paying attention, you might have noticed that I'm not producing any bread. And that's because I don't have anything to produce bread with, because this has also quadrupled in production. So we went through all of our flour December, January, because we were, you know, effectively halfway through the year. And I said I need 100,000 flour in the bakery in order to produce all of the bread for the year. Just keep it running for the year. Well, 180 times 206 is 37,000 times 12 months is 444,960 litres of flour that we need at the bakery to keep it producing constantly. So I need a lot of flour next year. So that's a thing too. But having recovered with the cow food, and basically we are using maize and grass silage mix to feed them at least until our fields start growing. Now, this does mean we are not going to produce vast numbers of silage bales for over the course of the year from our field. We're going to be cutting that grass and feeding it directly to the cows as effectively direct grazing. It does raise the question of whether I want that second field over to the right from here turned back into grass, and we want to buy our favourite contract grass field to the north of our farm and turn all of that production into producing food for the cows. It does mean that I might want to look at creating maize silage rather than whole crop silage. Now, I think for this coming year, what I'm going to do, since we've got all the barley fields, I'm just going to back up. I'm just going to produce all of the barley as whole crop silage. We'll load the robot up. We'll try and make some hay and load the robot up. And we've got to make straw. I don't have any option. I need to make straw. Now, as far as straw goes, I have, I think, about 12 bales that I destroyed and haven't put back on the map. So that'll give me a little bit of bedding going into spring and summer, when we can start harvesting our cereal crops. So that's a thing. These bales behaved very badly when I unloaded them from the Anderson bale trailer. So I might need to get rid of both the X-Tractor and the Anderson bale trailer and just figure out some other way to carry bales around, because those are seriously bugging out and risking Stay Puft Marshmallow Men events across the map. So the Anderson bale trailer does work for round bales if you're selling them, because they don't fall off the back. They, as soon as you say unload, those in the sell point vanish. So not a serious bug there. It's just when you're unloading them to the ground, they stick together and start bundling up, which is why those aren't two perfectly straight bale rows. They are a hodgepodge of bales all over the place because they just stuck together and all, yeah, just made a mess. Oops, high truck. So moving bales from the store is difficult. I maybe want to look at one of the bale storage facilities because we can unload bales into them and then load bales into them, and they should just treat bales nicely without them all sticking together and what have you. I need to plant a couple of fields as well, but I don't know when I can do that. So anyway, we got loads of money coming in from butter. As I said, about 40,000. We have no money coming in from bread. However, when we do have money coming in for bread, that's a big, big thing. That's about, what is it? Bread. That's 1,500. What's butter? Okay, yeah, so bread is lots again, so I can't remember math. Don't do math during a stream, but yes, we made a ton of money while we were still producing bread, and then we just stopped overnight. But anyway, so next year should be good for bread. But obviously with this milk to butter production line, we need to make sure our cows are very, very happy and very, very productive, which means keeping them fed. Anyway, we do have, as I said, we have a silage or a TMR mixer now, and we are going to use the robot, but only occasionally because that needs whole crop silage, which is mighty expensive, and hay, which is also mighty expensive, and mineral feed, which is horribly expensive. So I'm just kind of sticking out there and saying, yeah, probably not going to happen. So this grass is not ready to cut. Running up to the top here. And this is 11, our land area is 11, 10 acres in the field. Now, this field here is owned by Farmer Dad. Okay. Is 14 acres, but I'm seriously considering buy this field and stop contracting on it. Might not be able to do that early this year. So long as we can get our cows to April on the bales that I've bought, that should let us mow this, and we'll create conditioned grass bales and just unload them direct into the cow shed. The other thing is, I think this field here, also started life out as a grass field. I ripped it up and made it arable because we owned these 2 fields plus the one behind us. So I decided I wanted more arable than I wanted grass, but it turns out we are going to need an absolute ton of grass. So toss up with the barley fields. Do I turn the barley into flour to keep the bakery running, or do I create whole crop silage from it, or do I do a bit of each? The problem is the cows are eating, or the cows that we had, 165 cows, were eating 200,000 litres of food every month. Every month? Every month. So that's 600,000 litres over winter, plus you've got to go for March, so call it 800,000 litres of food over the non-productive grass times. Store sales, we have a plough. That's a nice plough. Don't need a plough. At least I don't think I need a plough. I might need a plough if we get into maize. There's this thing, which is an olive harvester. Don't need that. That's a nice looking trailer, but it's smaller than what we have, and frankly I don't need a third trailer. That would be nice, but I can't afford that. But if we're going to go into maize silage, I'm going to need something there. And then this is what it is. Another bale trailer, but we have one, so not too fussed about that. So that's the store sales. Right now, there are 3 fertilizing contracts, and I think I'm going to take all of them, which are all in the same place, 33, 36, 37. Why aren't you flashing? 33, 36 and 37. So they're all down here. That would be a good thing to start off with. So I'm going to beam over to our other yard. Oh, that yard there. And that's a fent. Oh, where did I put... I think if I'm spraying, we will kit out per normal our spraying setup. King Conga Gaming, welcome and thank you for the raid. And we are going to grab that thing and stick a sprayer on the back, and then we'll go for a little drive. I honestly don't know how much liquid... Oh, I seem to have a pack of something sitting in the middle of the yard. We'll jump out and see what that is. Lime. Oh. Lime goes in the solid store. So we have lime in there. Liquid fertilizer is... Oh, I got 3,600. Okay, let's go load up with fertilizer and get those contracts polished off. I also need a seeder at some point. We have 127,000. So these are possible. That's a little bit too pricey. That's 182. That's 168. So that's 12 metres, only carries seed. That is not a direct drill. I would need a cultivator at some point. This thing is a direct drill. Anyway, we'll figure those out in a while, I guess. Oh. So, what do we need to do? I need to check on a couple of things. First things first is the crop calendar. We can plant all the things except sunflowers, soybeans and corn. Where's sorghum? And sorghum. And I kind of want to plant sorghum this year because it's going to help with the flour production, which apparently is a problem we're going to have. Oh, and good news on the tea front. I had to go and see my doctor yesterday, who lives close to the World Market, so I was able to get myself a new box, or a fresh box, of extra strong tea, which has been sitting in the teacup for about 30 minutes, so it's super extra strong. I'm sure I'm missing some trees around here, because things are looking a little bit more sparse than they used to. Anyway, let's jump in the tractor and get this thing rolling. So I still want a big tractor. I still want a couple of medium tractors. And the question is whether we're keeping the little red one. It works okay for now. It does work the TMR mixer with 5 horsepower to spare, and we now have the big telescopic thing, which will let me I think we keep going here. I'm going to have to jump out and check the holes on the left. That looks like access to the field that I want. Wrong button. That. Unfold it.